The idea came to me several years back while at a high school basketball game. I was there watching a student play that I mentored, and he ended up getting a technical foul for apologizing to the ref. And I did what everybody else would do. Then I pulled out my phone and I went to a social media outlet and I began to rant. And then it dawned on me, it didn't matter how frustrated I felt in the moment, nobody could truly understand the frustrations that I had because they weren't there. What if we created a platform where people could come together, create their communities, and be able to have conversation with people who care about the same things that they do?
SpokeHub solves a problem that folks have been trying to solve for quite some time now, and that's to create an environment for people to have conversations that they've always wanted to have using social media networks. And it's unfortunate today that people have lost trust when it comes to those networks. SpokeHub creates private spaces that are secure, as well as public spaces, so that people can have the conversations with each other that they care about without technology getting in the way. In fact, SpokeHub makes these conversations more natural, more organic. The platform was created from the ground up specifically for this purpose, so you could have conversations with people and share video, share images, you could share a variety of different things to make that conversation richer. In addition to being in an environment that's much more trusted than what's available in other social networks today, it enables brands to get access to data. And the reason that they want access to the data is not to spy on members, but it's to make the experiences better. And so SpokeHub enables all those different things to happen so that brands can communicate with fans in a way that feels natural, authentic, and organic.
So the way we met was, well, John York, which came up with the idea. He and I went to the same church together, and so he had talked to me about the idea, and I thought, oh man, cool idea. Wasn't going to do it at first, but he was like, no, you should do it. Practically begged me. I can understand why. And so, so one thing led to another, and then he and I started, and we actually started in my house. And then some time would pass, and then Rich and I knew each other because our daughters went to the same preschool. But on top of that, Rich and I also worked together. And so Rich and I were on a business trip together, and I ran it by him, and he was just like, "Hey, I need to be a part of it." I said, "Yes, you do. Yes, you do." And then he and I, along with John York, started working together. But before we really started working together strong, a mutual friend of mine, me and John McAdory, introduced us. And you know, I hate to say it, but I gotta say it. John McAdory is smart as a whip, so he's probably maybe the second smartest guy on the team behind myself. And so,
always by himself. Always by himself.
And so,
but because I remember we met, they were like, "Hey, you gotta meet this guy named Terry." He's like, "Cool." I was like, "Yeah, let's go to this wing spot." And it's a wing spot, and everyone's there chilling.
Everyone's
there chilling. Everyone's got on like sweats and XYZ, and Terry walks in. I'm like, "Why is he so dressed up to get wings?" I was like, "We get wings." I was like, "Okay." As we talked about, the most interesting thing about SpokeHub and the journey is none of us were that close when we started. Like, it wasn't like we were like best friends going out to start a business together, or we have known each other a long period of time. And teams really don't coalesce that way. Like, they don't come that way, especially as a founding team and going after an idea where you have people from different areas, different backgrounds, really coalescing and coming together to actually start something new and really hone and trust in one another to really kind of build that we say we're building community, but we're actually building community amongst ourselves. And actually that's being important to the journey and success of SpokeHub that we had today. And I think that's one of the things we definitely want to highlight, that it's not always easy, but having a good team makes it worthwhile.
And to add to that, right, the core team of SpokeHub has been essential to the successes that we're having now and we're going to have in the future. At the same time, the community that we've built of investors, shareholders, folks that just love the story of SpokeHub and want to help out. And I think it's important to acknowledge not only the core team, but also the folks that are surrounding, within the ecosystem that have been, quintessential to anything that we're going to do moving forward.
And so through trial and error and through kind of, getting our feet wet, we learn some valuable things in startup life, which is that you're going to constantly have to pivot. You're going to constantly have to make adjustments.
100%.
And so now, where we are now, and who we are, we have found our footing. We have found who we are, which is we build community through connectivity and giving brands a voice and using technology like augmented reality to kind of bring truth to that community and speak to their brands. And so, yeah, I think I definitely like the place we're in now, and it took the journey for us to get here, and thankful for it. That's SpokeHub, man!
He has problems.
I can't even.
SpokeHub.